Today we're going to be ranking Liverpool's record signings.
We've gathered Liverpool's most expensive signings over the last 16 years and put them into a tier list.
Here are the 4 categories. Let's see where they end up.
Okay, let's go in chronological order.
Yeah, sure. 2009-2010 season.
Right.
Glenn Johnson for 20.5 million euros, mate.
Ooh, that boy Glenny, you know.
Glenn and Johnson. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was a Ute back then, yeah. Glenn Johnson. To me, the name doesn't really mean much.
What?
Not really a Liverpool supporter.
Nah. Glenn Johnson was one of those right backs in the league where it was like fair play. Like he could
for
play.
20 M's though in 2009.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's
for
a lot.
2009.
Listen, we're taking into consideration
price, what they did, bro. All of it, bro. How long they lasted.
So at the end of the day, we've got S, worth it, forgotten, and flop.
Glenn Johnson for me, worth it. That's a worth it.
That's
a worth it signing, bro. He was very good for them at right back for many years.
I don't think any Liverpool player is going to forget Glenn Johnson. Or Liverpool fan, rather.
Yeah, probably not.
Next up, 2010, 2011, Andy Carroll, mate.
Ooh, Andy Carroll. Now that is,
41 million euros.
41. Okay, that has to be forgotten.
He's not worth.
Definitely not worth that money.
Dare I say flop? Because he's coming off from Newcastle. Was supposed to be the talisman for Liverpool for a long time. And then at the end of the day, he had one good goal. There's the bike. Ponytail.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I want to say forgotten, but like it's kind of hard to forget Andy Carroll.
He might be a flop, bro. 41 M's in 2010. Come on now. I mean, granted, he did survive quite a few years in Liverpool.
So he had 16 GAs in 26 games in the Prem that season.
Still, though.
And then the next season, 4 goals, 2 assists in 35 games.
No, this is a flop.
He had a honeymoon phase, and then he just fell off a cliff.
It is a big flop. I mean, Liverpool was expecting more from him, bro.
I think so.
Like,
41
honestly.
M's in that time, bro.
Next up, we got 2011, 2012, Stuart Downing for 22.8 million euros.
Stuart Downing,
Stuart Downing. Some may say a name that has long been forgotten.
Very, very forgotten. Very forgotten.
Jordan Henderson got signed in the same season.
That's insane.
I mean, it's pretty standard. Like, we don't even know, brother, like that. Forgotten player, for sure.
Forgotten player, bro. I'm going to be honest. This is a forgotten player.
The thing is, though, would you rather be a flop than be a forgotten player?
Flop? Because flop is like, people remember that you're a flop. Forgotten is like, you did so little that no one even remembers you played there.
Bro. But at the end of the day, I'd rather be forgotten.
Yeah, I'd rather be forgotten.
Flop is like, on the streets,
It's better to be not known than be known as a bum. Like...
All right, whatever. That's a new saying, I guess, bro. 2012, 2013, we got Joe Allen for 19 M's, mate.
Joe Allen. Now,
the Cardiff Pirlo, no?
Is that what his name was? I think you just gave him that name.
I could have sworn they were calling him Cardiff Pirlo.
Did he even play for Cardiff?
No, it's the Welsh Pirlo. The Welsh Pirlo.
We don't even know if he's from Cardiff. Was he worth it? What was the price?
19 million euros.
19 mil. Kind of did his thing. Obviously this is banter era Liverpool.
I'll be honest, I'm going to keep it a buck. I might say this is worth it, bro.
Just
the longevity that I remember him being at Liverpool.
I mean, yeah, it's true. Like, he did put in a shift. Like, he was there playing for quite a while.
And this is creeping up into those seasons where, like, the transfer market's starting to get a little expensive, bro. A little 20 M's here and there could kind of get you a decent player. Would I say worth it?
I would
say he's forgotten because
I didn't forget about him. So I'm gonna have to say worth it.
Worth it. I'm good with worth it. Bro. 13-14, Mamadou Sakho for 19 M's.
Sakho at Liverpool, not his best time, bro. Let's be honest.
Whoa.
Not his best time.
Pretty injury prone.
Injury prone, Bozo Gene.
Yo,
it's true.
You're wild for that.
It's true, bro.
No, I remember Sakho when on his day he was pretty solid. He
was solid.
Martin Skirtle, Mamadou Sakho for 19 M's.
I'm gonna have to say forgotten for Sakho.
What?
I'm gonna have to say forgotten because when you think Sakho, you think Crystal Palace. You think Crystal Palace, like you don't think Liverpool. So I'm gonna have to say forgotten for me.
I think Liverpool all day.
What? No,
that's Skirtle Sakho pairing,
bro. That's not even the main pairing. The Skirtle had.
Who was it then?
Daniel Agger.
No, it was definitely Sakho.
No.
Mate, for 19.
Yeah, that's a lot for Sakho. That's a lot.
Yo, what is this revisionism, bro?
It's not revisionism. He was not that good.
He was actually decent on his day.
He was not that good.
Oh, my days.
No. I'm going to have to go. Honestly, I might go flop here.
Flop?
I might go flop here because Sakho.
He's coming from PSG. 19 M's.
That's what I'm saying. PSG. Wow. PSG.
Oh, my God.
Fresh center back. What do you mean they weren't?
They weren't the PSG. They were starting to become the PSG.
Yeah, so they're, French center back PSG. $20 million. You're thinking he's going to come in, be a rock. He was the opposite of a rock, let's be honest.
Forgotten is crazy.
I mean, I didn't really forget.
We're saying flop?
Could be flop.
I feel like Joe Allen's getting a bit high then. What? I think Sacco's a better signing.
What?
I think Sacco, genuinely, I think Sacco was a better signing than Joe Allen, mate.
No, hold on.
I'm going to keep it a buck.
Hold on.
Like, you're disrespecting Sacco a little too much for my liking.
So his debut season, he makes 18 appearances. Then next season, he makes 16 appearances. Then 22, then 8.
Yeah, I'm saying he was very injury prone.
So I'm saying he hardly ever made 20-plus appearances in a league season.
But I'm saying on his day, though.
On his
like,
day.
He was solid,
on his
bro.
day. It's not enough on his day.
Okay, so you're saying flop. Wow, that's poor from you. That's poor. I'm going to be honest. That's poor
No,
from
it's
you.
our list, so you can't say poor from you.
14-15, Lalana for 31 M's.
Lalana, 31 M's. It's so tough, man. Because for me, don't rate him. I don't rate the player. I don't think he was that important, especially when Liverpool were actually becoming a serious team. He was never that guy. Sure, you can make the argument, oh, he was good for the dressing room. Don't care. But at the same time, he was there for so long. Can't really say he's forgotten.
No, you can't. Plus, it was the banter era, bro.
It was
like,
banter
you gotta
era.
remember, he was that dude that you could rely on. Milan had Bonaventura, bro.
Oh my God.
Lalana, Bonaventura, it was the same type of player, bro. It was someone that the kids, the streets looked up to as one of their better players at
Ain't
that time.
no kid is looking at Lalana is like, yo, I want to be like Adam Lalana.
not
They
like
go to the
that.
pitch, they hit one, they're not saying Lalana.
Mate, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they looked up to him saying, like, yeah, he's one of our better players. Like, you can tell he put in his ship. Yeah, 31. If it was 41 M's, I would say no. 31?
Oh, he went to for 31,
Yeah,
not 41?
41.
Oh, okay.
No,
I thought
no.
it was 41. Okay.
So 41 sounds like crazy
Yeah,
price.
41 sounds nuts.
31 is like,
all right.
I think that's worth
for the
bro.
longevity.
I'm going to keep it a
All
buck.
right, we're going to put him in worth it.
15-16 Benteke, 46.5 million euros.
There's only one place for my boy Benteke, unfortunately. It's a flop.
Floppinho.
It's an absolute flop. I mean, he got signed, was absolutely cooking at Villa. Everyone thought this is going to be, this might be the one for Liverpool up top. Another flop. I mean, alongside Balotelli, he was just another striker flop under Klopp.
I'm saying.
That was
Nice rhyme.
I'm barring out.
I mean, nothing more to be said, Benteke. I'm sorry. You were a flop for Liverpool.
DC United legend, though.
16-17. The record signing for Liverpool for that season was Sadio Mane for 41.2 M's.
Fair play.
This is a Sadio Mane from Southampton. Very promising player, but not the player that we thought, honestly, he would become.
Oh, what do you
a
mean
top
by
3
that?
Ballon d'Or candidate,
Okay.
mate.
I thought you were trying to say
No, not
undermine.
No, I'm saying
Mane.
this is an S tier. This is S.
I mean, it's an S tier signing, bro. I mean, they signed
Crazy, bro.
a Prem proven player for 30 plus, and he ended up becoming one of the best wingers in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it was 41.2.
Was that always bound to happen, or was that down to like Klopp developing him, or was he just on track to become that player people didn't notice?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, usually I'd say this type of thing is rare, bro. Like, I don't think they were buying him saying, oh, he was going to take us to the next level. I think they were just like, listen, he's a good player. We're grabbing him for the next couple of seasons. He'll probably improve our squad like here and there, but no one was really thinking this was going to happen.
I don't think anyone's going to predict that he would become part of one of the best, most iconic duos and trios in the Prem we've seen. Golden Boot winner.
Like, I could have, honestly, his arc could have been very similar to Wilfred Bonny at City.
Racismo?
No, what do you mean?
What are we doing?
Like,
how?
Mate, like, you guys sign a player in Wilfred Bonny who had a one good season at Swansea, and then he does nothing, mate. Like, Sadio Mane could have truly been that type of player.
It was different, though, because Bonny came into a City team that was already winning things, whereas there was not much pressure on Mane.
Dzeko, like, that's not really
we were winning things. We were
really
winning trophies.
Mate.
We were winning trophies.
You
and
won, like, what, how many leagues
the
at that
league,
point?
we won the
One
league.
or two?
Two. That's so you're coming into a winning side. Whereas Mane went from Southampton. He's going to a Liverpool team, sure, big club, but they weren't winning things. So I don't think there was much pressure on him. And Mane just fit Klopp's system perfectly. Klopp loves the inside forwards. He loves the fast wingers.
I mean, Bonny definitely fit your system. I don't know what to tell you, man.
How?
He was just a flop.
You're acting like Bonny was supposed to come in and be a main man striker. We had Aguero. Bonny was
So
never,
why buy him then?
Because he was a good player and we wanted backup. Like, what are we doing?
Mate, you buy players because you think there's going to be longevity and upside to them, mate.
Just
Why?
because you buy a player doesn't mean they're going to be a main man. We had Aguero. It was very obvious who our main man was.
Mate, Aguero is very injury prone. Like, you couldn't really rely on Aguero like that.
Can rely on Aguero?
No, I don't know
What?
about that. I
Shut
don't know
up.
about
Don't piss
that,
me off.
mate. Don't know about that. 17-18, Virgil van Dijk.
Virgil van
On
Dijk.
the winter, 84.65 M's.
Most expensive defender of all time.
Very hefty price tag,
Extremely hefty.
but still S.
It's an S tier. He's worth the money. He's worth the money, and he exceeded expectations, all expectations, bro. It's that simple.
And yet here you are, bro. You're saying, oh, Klopp held them back, this and that, especially this transfer window. Oh, they're going all out for Kirkez and Verts and Frimpong.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I mean,
bro,
it's showing.
come on.
No, FSG
Come on, bro.
is showing that FSG didn't have as much faith in Klopp as they're having with Arne, bro.
Mate, they just broke the record with Virgil van Dijk.
Okay, they broke the record with Van Dijk, but they weren't spending much more elsewhere. It was like, okay, Klopp would
did
have,
they need
Klopp
to?
would have,
No.
Klopp would have one big signing, and then they would go dry for like 2 years, bro.
But did they need to? No, I don't think so.
Did they not need to? I mean, they didn't win much.
They didn't win much.
Arne's already matched Klopp's
They didn't
Premier
win
League
much.
titles. Arne's already matched Klopp's Premier League titles. So what
Did
do we
he
do?
match Champions League titles? No.
Soon come.
Soon come. Soon come. Okay. Next up, 2018-2019, Alisson. 62.5 M's.
I think at the time was most expensive keeper of all time.
S tier.
Yeah, S tier. Was the best keeper in the world for a long time, and there's no doubt about it.
I'm going to be honest, we might have to put players down, though.
Whoa.
I think there can only be one S.
One S?
Moving forward, mate.
No. There's what are you talking about?
We have to figure out who's their best signing, bro. Minamino. 1920 for 8.5.
I mean, this is flop. I mean, no, it's
Forgotten,
a
bro.
forgotten player.
Just because of the price tag. A little cool 8. Forgotten player.
Forgotten player. I mean, just
Didn't live up
missed.
to the hype.
Didn't do anything, bro. People were saying Dortmund side Haaland, and then people were saying, "Oh, Liverpool got the better Salzburg player." I remember this. I remember this.
No
I remember
one
this
said that,
because
mate.
Salzburg played Liverpool in the Champions League that season. Haaland went to Dortmund. Liverpool snatched up Minamino, and people were like, "Yo, Liverpool got the better Salzburg
Where are these
player."
people? Where are these people you're
I
talking
remember.
about?
No. I remember. I'm not even. I don't need to bring up
tweak
receipts.
mode, bro. You're on tweak mode. 2020-2021, Diogo Jota for 44 M's. Another player that Klopp bought, by the way. Worth it.
Close to not worth it though. Too injury prone.
That's true. That
prone.
is true. But on his day, especially in peak Klopp era, he was taking out this big three, bro. He was removing Firmino. He was removing Sadio Mane. Sometimes even Salah.
He was very interchangeable. He fit the system. Great finisher. Insanely good in the box. Lived up to the price tag in a way. Just too injury prone, unfortunately.
No, he for sure lived up to the price tag, bro. 40 is cool. It's cool for Diogo. At the time, for a Wolves player, yeah. It was kind of crazy. Because he wasn't really banging the way he was banging for Liverpool.
No, that's not true. He was cooking at Wolves.
He wasn't cooking the way that he was cooking,
No, he
though?
was cooking at Wolves. That's why I got the move.
I don't think so, mate.
That's why I got the move.
I don't think so. See, I'm looking at Pedro Neto right now.
What about him?
I'm saying he was cooking at Wolves, sure. But was he banging for Chelsea? No. I feel like it was kind of the opposite for them.
No, it's not the opposite. What's his name? Jota was doing just as well as Neto was at Wolves, and then he just continued to form,
know,
whereas
mate.
Neto didn't.
I don't know.
Trust me. No, I remember. You can say
No,
I
I
don't know,
do too,
but
buddy.
Neto was absolutely cooking for Wolves. That's why Liverpool signed him. Like, there's no doubt about that.
Neto was cooking for Wolves.
I mean,
that's why Liverpool signed him?
Jota.
Yeah. Shut your ass. Luis Diaz. Okay, now this is getting a little tricky. 21-22, they signed Luis Diaz for 54 million.
54 mil. I'm gonna be honest, forgotten. Because it's like, there's no chance he's worth it for me.
Forgotten or flop?
I don't think he's a flop because he did have his moments.
I would be willing to say flop, bro.
No, I don't think he's a flop.
Because I'm thinking of the Porto player I saw, Luis Diaz, world beater, straight up.
Not really.
And the
dude.
Champions League rate?
Like
he was cooking players.
No, that's the thing though. He had his moments in the Champions League.
No, he was
no
very
one's really
good.
watching Liga NOS. At the end of the day, like, I could tell.
Nah, don't do this. Don't
What?
do this.
Don't do what? I could tell
do this.
that it wasn't going to be a hit transfer. I could tell. Because it's just like one of those players, yes, he's electrifying. He's fun to watch. But is he really going to do it at the top level? No. I knew that from the get-go. So
You didn't,
I
mate.
did. I 100%. You could say I didn't, but you're just petty and you're just mad that I just no ball. So I understood the signing because he is that type of Klopp winger. But I could just tell he wasn't going to become a huge success at Liverpool, especially for that price tag.
I'm
He's
surprised you're not
forgotten.
saying flop, though. You think about it. This was the year in which Klopp was trying to replace Sadio Mane. He was trying to fill in those shoes, mate.
Yeah.
And just straight up didn't. Ended up getting Gakpo.
And Gakpo's been better.
I think this is a flop, mate. Flop. I'm saying flop, bro.
The thing about him being a flop is like he's good for Colombia. He's very good for
Yeah,
Colombia.
but this is for Liverpool.
I know.
This is for Liverpool,
But it's
mate.
going on at the same time.
Next up, 22-23, Darwin Núñez for 85 M's.
This is why I think we're being harsh on Luis Diaz because how can they be in the same tier?
I could make the argument that they're in the same tier.
No, you really can't.
I really
Darwin Núñez, double the price, double the shit. It's that simple.
I'd say he had the same amount of impact as Luis Diaz.
No chance.
He's had just as many important goals, mate.
And it's about the expectation as well. Darwin Núñez scores a hat-trick against Liverpool.
Exactly.
And then
expectation to fill Sadio Mane's shoes, mate.
No, but Darwin Núñez had more expectation. He scored a hat-trick against Liverpool in the Champions League the season before. Then gets signed to Liverpool. Everyone's thinking, oh, fair play. Like, this is going to be a match. He's going to link up. This is the striker they've needed. This is a striker they need a striker that scores goals. They had Firmino, doesn't score that many goals. They had Jota, 2 injury prone. They had the striker finally to link up with Salah and Mane. Flop, absolute flop. People were saying, oh, he's going to explode. Just wait on him. Wait until he learns how to finish. How many times do we see a striker come into the league, he can't finish, and then he just one day magically wakes up and then he can finish? It never happens. It hardly ever happens.
I still think he's a good player, though.
He's absolutely dog shit.
I think in a different
no.
I think in a different situation, I think he actually thrives.
And he's absolutely dog shit. Benfica fans were celebrating his exit.
No, they were not.
They were absolutely welcoming the 100 million. 100 million.
It was 85, buddy.
Signed in the same summer
85.
as Haaland. And
85.
it was being compared to Haaland. Embarrassing stuff. The most floppiest flop on this flop list, bro.
At this point, yes. But like I said, I still believe in the player, bro. There's someone out there that I think could unlock Darwin.
He'll go to Serie A maybe, and then he'll just, run like a dog, but he won't score 20 goals.
Someone clip this when he actually goes there and bangs, bro. Like, come on. Next up, 23-24, Szoboszlai for 70 M's.
Ooh, this is a techie one.
Techie? I think it's pretty straightforward.
No, it's a techie one. It's a high price tag. Yes, he did decent in his first season, but there's still time for him to do better.
Okay.
It's techie.
I think it's worth it.
Worth it is crazy, because how can you say he's worth it? It's a lot of money, and he hasn't really lived up to it yet.
Mate, he won the league.
It's not down to him.
It's not down to Szoboszlai.
He was their worst midfielder this season.
I don't think that's true.
It 100% is true. He wasn't better than Gravenberch, and he wasn't better than McAllister. There's no chance. So
I think it's interchangeable with McAllister.
No, McAllister had
be
big moments. Great goals.
Szoboszlai.
No. The fact that you're even comparing his impact to McAllister is actually disrespect.
Mate, oh my God.
McAllister filled in the 6th role when they needed him. And then he went into the 8 and did better than Sobo in the 8.
I don't even think that's true.
Oh my God.
The way that people perceive Szoboszlai is actually crazy. They do not understand how much he actually does for that Liverpool
What does he
midfield.
do?
Box to box, absolute workhorse. Covers ground.
No, nice.
And it's
congratulations, he runs.
Congratulations, he runs.
Yeah, congratulations.
You realize
he
that's
runs.
one of the hardest things to do in football, mate. Cover ground in a specific
McAllister
way.
covers ground as well. He does the same thing. So many players in this Liverpool.
He does not do the same thing.
So many players in
He
this
does not do
Liverpool
the same
team
thing.
cover ground. They all run. That's what you have to do.
It's just, there's no way.
No, you don't sign.
There is
No.
no way we're going flop or forgotten.
No, you don't sign a player for 70 million to run. You don't. Yo, we're gonna sign you for 70 million. You need to run.
Mate,
no,
Klopp,
that doesn't.
Klopp, Klopp did that all the time, mate. What are you talking about?
They would always offer more. Name one player he signed for 70 million.
Wijnaldum.
Wijnaldum wasn't 70 million.
How much did he go for?
Pennies.
Shut up.
Like
He did not go for
30.
pennies.
Like 30.
He did not go. Okay, but even back then, that was still a lot, mate.
No. No.
Mate, come on.
No.
Don't even do that.
And Wijnaldum came in and he scored goals as well.
So did Szoboszlai.
Not that many goals.
Oh my
How many
days,
goals did he have this
man.
season?
Oh my days, man.
How many goals did he have this season?
This is sickening, bro. This is actually sickening.
I'm going to say forgotten.
This is not a forgotten player.
Because I only have one season to judge it off of, and this was, I would argue,
6
a
goals,
forgetful
6
season
assists.
for Sobo.
6 goals, 6 assists in 36 matches, mate.
I would argue this is a forgetful season for Szoboszlai. So I'm going to say forgotten.
That's so.
It's not that bad.
That's
and
so
the comments
poor
will
from
back
you.
me up here.
That's so.
The
poor.
comments will back me up.
That's unbelievably poor, mate. Wow.
And I rate him as a player, by the way.
Nah, don't even do that. You can't even
I
say
do.
that
I
anymore.
rate him.
Can't even say that.
I still have faith in him.
24-25, Mamardashvili.
Okay.
They signed Marab for 30 million. Never played.
It hasn't played yet.
On
So,
loan.
what are we saying?
So, I
here?
mean, forgotten. Can't really say flop because he never played.
Yeah, so I guess it's just forgotten.
Kinda forgotten.
We'll see if he ends up getting game time.
Last but not least, this summer's transfer window,
Ooh.
Florian Wirtz.
150 million. Now going
Says
back to
100
the conversation.
Hey, it says 140 on transfer market.
150.
140.
150.
Looking back on this Liverpool career Florian Wirtz is about to have, where do you think we would put him?
I don't see him living up to 150 million. And look how many times we've seen 100+ million players flop. The most 10 expensive signings of all time in football, I think only 3 have been a success.
Who?
Neymar.
Neymar, you think was
At
a
PSG?
success?
Yes, a success.
I think that I would say that wasn't a success.
That's a madness to say. That's a madness to say.
He was signed to win the Champions League.
I don't
Straight
don't
up.
agree with that mentality. He was signed because he's a good player. And he was
Signed to
an
win the
absolute
Champions League,
world
and he
beater at
didn't do
PSG.
it.
And he was his best version of Neymar at PSG.
I agree with that, but if we're talking about the reason why they signed him, he didn't. It was
Okay,
it was a
I mean,
fail. It was a
it's
fail.
ambiguous for sure. I mean, that goes.
It's really not, but
It is. And
No,
then
it's-
Mbappe, PSG, and then I would say maybe Ronaldo's Juve are the only three in the top 10 expensive signings that actually lived up to it. I don't see Wirtz living up to 150 million, bro. I just don't. I think Musiala would be more worth that price tag.
no, I don't know about that. I
See,
don't know about
so that's just me.
that.
That's
Okay,
just me.
So are you saying forgotten flop worth it then? Because I'm okay with not saying S. Because these three in S tier, I think
can't
this
say
is
S. Obviously
legends
not.
of the game for
Legends,
Liverpool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say forgotten. I'm gonna say forgotten, bro.
Mate, that is crazy.
I'm gonna say forgotten
So
because
you're saying the 150s wouldn't be worth it.
I just don't think he's
Okay,
gonna be worth
let
it.
Let me ask you this: what type of season does he need to have in order for that 150 to be justified?
I don't think, but it's not about one season though. It's about his time at Liverpool. So for
Okay,
him,
so if he wins multiple prems, is it worth it?
Of course. If he wins, no, but
If he wins 0 prems, but he bags 25 GAs every season, worth it.
it depends though. Like if he's just bagging GAs and he's not winning trophies, then how can you say he's worth it? Liverpool just came off a Premier League winning season, so they were already winning trophies. If he comes in now and they stop winning, then I don't think it's worth it.
Okay, so let me ask you another question. If Mo Salah went for 150
Right.
back in the day, would he have been justified?
Of course. He won the
Okay.
Champions. He won everything there is to offer.
He won 1 Premier League and 1 Champions League.
And an FA Cup and a League Cup. And this is his second Premier League. Record-breaking goal and assist
No,
seasons.
I agree.
Unless Wirtz can replicate something similar, he's not going to be worth it.
Forgotten is a bit nut. That's very harsh for us to say, you know.
Let's say they don't win any major trophies over the next 3 years. But let's say he, does his thing GA-wise. He gets maybe 10 goals, 10 assists per season over 3 seasons. But then he leaves. He makes a move to, let's say he goes to Bayern. Would he be worth it?
Depends on where the market heads, bro.
What the market? What do you mean?
Because what if the market inflates so much that 150 doesn't even look like bad anymore?
There's
bro.
no market inflation that will make 150 look like a cheap price tag. It's not a cheap price
I've
tag.
seen it before, mate. I've seen it before.
Mate,
I would say that would be justified.
That is insane.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Bro, you do realize he's the most expensive Premier League signing ever. Liverpool just signed the most expensive Premier League signing ever. He needs to live up to that. People, look at the standards Grealish had. He flopped, even though he won a treble, and it was important in it.
Okay.
And he's a flop. So Wirtz now has to win a treble and more.
But there was nowhere. Grealish didn't have anywhere near the potential that Wirtz has right now.
What are you talking about? Grealish was coming off a world beater season.
World beater, mate. You said world beater
At
season.
Aston Villa,
mate.
yes. Was he not?
Man said world beater.
Was he not one of the best players in the league?
He was a very solid winger for sure, but nowhere near 100 M's, mate.
Yes.
He was nowhere
You could
near.
argue he was worth it.
Mate, he was maybe 60 max, bro.
It was a release clause at the end of the day.
I'm okay with
Forgotten.
saying forgotten, bro.
Forgotten. I'm
But
going to say
very
forgotten.
harsh. Very harsh. I'm excited to see it.
Excited to see. I'm excited to see as well.
Ranking S tier.
It has to go Van Dijk, Alisson, Mane.
Wow. Not Allison, Van Dijk, Mane. Think about the impact Allison really has as a goalkeeper that good.
Van Dijk is the greatest center back in Premier League history.
I'm not mad at it, but there is a shout for Allison, mate. There you guys have it. That is our list of ranking the Liverpool's top signings in each season. Let us know what you guys think. Thumbs up, comment. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.